Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today I'm going to show you how you can use your original Nintendo Entertainment System controller on your Nintendo Switch. Now, since Nintendo brought out the Switch Online service, they've released quite a few NES games, and hopefully they will release more, and hopefully they might release some SNES games on it as well. Now obviously you can play this with your Joy-Cons or your Pro Controller and it works absolutely fine. But what happens if you're a die-hard fan and you're desperate to have that feeling of the original NES controller? Well, luckily Nintendo have thought about that and they're releasing these, or when you watch this video they might be already released. So they're charging at the moment, they're going to be coming out in the UK for £50 I believe, and in the US it's going to be £60. You get two of them, and basically they're wireless controllers. So they're wireless version of this, and they have a little Joy-Con rail at the top that you're going to slot on to your Switch to sync up and also charge as well, and then you're going to use it wirelessly, which is nice. But still, what happens if you really want to play using the original controller? Not many of you will, but there's going to be a few of you. So in this video I'm going to show you how to do that. Now obviously we're going to have to use adapters because these are wired and we need to get this somehow connected to the Nintendo Switch, and that is never going to fit in the Nintendo Switch. So we're going to need two adapters. We're going to need this little USB wireless adapter here. This is made by 8BitDo. And we're also going to need this adapter made by Mayflash, and because of this it will allow us to connect not only this controller but also this controller as well. Now this will work on any games, but remember we're completely limited by the buttons because we've only got very few buttons here, no shoulder buttons. We've got a few more here, we've got additional bumper buttons, and also we've got the Y and X as well, but still this will only work on certain games. But for the Switch Online games, the NES games, this is going to be perfect. Right, okay, so let's set this up and show you how it works. First things first, let's actually disconnect this controller because it can confuse it. So I've pressed that sync button now and it's disconnected. We're now going to get this adapter here and we're going to plug it into the side of the Nintendo Switch. If you wanted to use it in handheld mode, you can use this setup using this adapter here. So USB-C to a female USB. Now I will say in this video that none of this is supported by Nintendo, so bear that in mind. If you do this, you do it at your own risk. So we're going to be plugging this into the side here, doesn't matter which one you use, and we're going to tap the sync button. If you look now you can see hopefully flashing red light. We're now going to get our Wiimote and we're going to hit the sync button here, and straight away it's synced up there. So now we can actually use this as a controller. Yeah, like that. But what we want to do is we want to now connect up these adapters here to get this controller here working. So we're going to use this and we're going to plug it into here, the Mayflash one, and now this will allow us to plug this in here. So this will work wirelessly, but obviously this is still going to be wired to this point here. Now I've accidentally pressed A and you can see now that it's come up here. Okay, and it's working like that. Now obviously we're going to have problems because we're not going to be able to do things like game saves and stuff, so this really will be like the original NES. Right, okay, so let's just show you it working. A, and now this button here is going to be the same as minus, this is going to be the same as plus, so you can see we're selecting between 1 and 2 players there, and we're going to hit start to start, so it kind of does match up like it should do. Right, okay, there you go. So now we're using an original NES game on the Switch using an original NES controller. Use that one, and now you can see I've got my laser. Right, okay, but the problem is, as you can see, we can only pause and unpause. We can't get back to the start menu, so it is going to cause problems with that. But let's just die. Actually, while we're doing that, let's plug in the SNES controller. Now with these adapters it's only going to work as one player, so even though you've got two connected up, you can still see it's only working as one player. Okay, I've used the speed up, so it's not that this controller's quicker, it's just that I've accidentally used the power up for speed. There you go, back to normal speed again now. Okay. So you can see now that if they release SNES games, then you might prefer to play with this one here, and you're not limited to just playing online. You can obviously play these using any games. Like for example, you can play this on Mario Kart if you want, but again you're going to be limited to different things on different games. Right, now let's show you a two-player game. So what we're going to do now is we're going to resync up the Pro Controller, and it says two controllers are connected. And now let's go to select two players, go to start. Right, and now this is going to be player 1 on here or here. Right, let's just die. And now this will be player 2. There you go. There we go, and if we die there, it goes back to here again. Right, okay, let's go back to home. So, unfortunately, you can see that when you press select and start, it doesn't bring you back to home. So you are going to have to use a Joy-Con or something to get you back to home again. But, you know, it's never going to be as good as using the Joy-Cons or the Pro Controller because it wasn't designed for this system in mind. But you can still see that if there's a particular game that you love playing, some people would rather play it on the original controller than having to struggle maybe with the D-pad here on the left Joy-Con. Forgot to mention how you can do a similar thing to CoPilot on the Xbox. So now CoPilot is where two controllers control the same thing on the screen. Now this might be useful if you've got a disability and you might be, for example, playing the buttons here with your foot while using your left hand on the D-pad. Or it might be if you're helping out a younger child, because a lot of these older games can be quite tricky and you might need a little bit of skill and timing. And if you're showing these games off to your younger children, showing what games used to be like, then you see they might get frustrated playing them and you can help them out a little bit. For example, now watch this. Right, so if we put it to one player, not two player, remember this is player 2, but if we now move it to one player by going there and then press start, now what will happen is they will both control the same thing up on screen. Can you see left analog stick, D-pad? Yeah? So if you had a disability, you could be using, for example, that as fire and then this as your, you know, to move around the place. Or like I said, if you were playing with a younger child and they were stuck on something, they wouldn't have to pass you over the controller. You could just take over for that little bit. Yeah? Hope that makes sense. And obviously it works other way around as well. You can use this as your D-pad and then this as your button. And a major flaw with using these older controllers is that we haven't got the ZR and ZL, so we can't go back to the game selection screen. So it's fine if you're going to spend half a day playing Double Dragon, but if you're only going to play 10 minutes here and 15 minutes there, it's really not worth using this. Just use your Joy-Cons or your Pro Controller, or buy the official Nintendo ones that come out, because they're going to have the ZL and ZR buttons for this exact reason. But still, I thought you might find it interesting just to see the original hardware working on the latest Nintendo Switch. I thought it was kind of interesting to play the NES games using the original controller. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe for more how-to videos. Take care, bye now.